So good evening. We are starting with now today's topic, that is isometric views. Now you should not have any confusion between views and projection. Okay. In a minute we'll start with the isometric problems. So look at this question. So let's start with this. Yesterday we had a basic introduction to problems of isometric views. Not problems, we say the introduction, ABCD of the isometric projection and views. So let's start with this. I hope you have watched yesterday's first session of introduction of isometric views, projection, isometric axes, and how to draw a different planes, horizontal, vertical planes, that is isometric planes. So with reference to that, we are starting now for isometric views, a simple objects. So first we'll see once again how to draw an isometric box by the time. So before we go with this problem, we'll see how to draw an isometric box given length, width and height as a dimension. So let us consider I need to draw one box. I'll draw one reference horizontal line with O as origin. Always in isometric views or projection, we draw angle at origin as 30 degree. That two isometric axes, OX and OY. Join this with this O. So this side may represent length or width, and accordingly this. Of course, vertical will be height. So consider in compass I am taking some particular length and width. So I'll take here on this side, suppose length is equals to 60 mm, width is equals to same 60. So it can have any dimension. It is a box, it is not a cube. So this and this can be different or it can be same height. So you can mark here directly, either you can take in compass, that's a better actually. You can mark here. So now complete this isometric box with the given dimension. So I hope you might have a ruler or drafter with you. So parallel to this, I need to draw one line here. So we'll see how to locate isometric plane. So I'm marking a height. So at this point, draw one vertical line, and here also. All these lines are perfectly vertical, so they are parallel to each other. Length. Suppose I am looking from this. This is the direction for X. Front view, side view. So this will be width, this will be length. Height I have marked already here. This is the height, you can take in compass. Same height will be from this point here and from this point here. Join those. So this is isometric axis. This is one isometric axis. This is one more isometric axis. All lines are parallel to these three isometric axes: OX, OY, and OZ. So these two represent two vertical faces or two different planes, that is isometric. Remember, this angle with respect to horizontal is always 30 degree for isometric views or projection. Now again, to complete this top surface, I'll draw one more line parallel to this. If I say this is OX, isometric axis, so this is parallel to this parallel, I'll draw one more line. So use a drafter, draw a parallel line passing through this point to this line. So this is somewhere here. I don't have ruler right now, so I'm just using the available scale with me. Then parallel to this, of course this length will be same here, you can directly mark, you can take this length in compass, mark from this point, of course you will get the point, then you can directly join it. So yes, that's it, that's the isometric box. So how to draw this? Again I'll repeat in quick. Draw horizontal surface, origin, draw two 30 degree lines. So this is one 30 degree, another 30 degree line. On this mark length, width, depends wherever it is, front view and side view. Mark height, always vertical. Then parallel to this is one more line, so that completes one face. Similarly here, parallel to this axis, this is another line, so which complete one more face, and this is a top face just by completing this surface, parallel line to this and to this. So this is isometric box. So first step, so if you want you can give this as a basics, isometric axes. So this is, if I say OX, OY and OZ, no need to just write here on the any solution, but just as basic I am just representing these are isometric axes. So OX is 1, OY and OZ. Now suppose, as we discussed yesterday, to represent an object in a different planes, not object as a surface. So we had a discussion yesterday how to draw a pentagon. Basically we had a discussion on hexagonal shape. So we have drawn hexagonal shape on this. Let me know it is clear, visible, this drawing or not, so that I can change accordingly. Now, so this is isometric box I have drawn for reference, to recall or to just have a short yesterday's discussion review. So we'll go with this problem today as a first discussion. So if you look at the question, what is the dimension given for this? If you observe for this question, okay, they have given this as a front view, and if you look at question dimension, so front view represent length and the height. So the total length is 60, total height is 60, okay, and this is a side view. So if you know very basics of orthographic projection, which side view it is given? So the side view which is given is left hand side view or right hand side view. So very logical, whenever you draw in any orthographic projection problem, so we know that the side view, this side view, it is on which side? It is on the right side of the front view. So it represents the corresponding which view, right? It is a left hand side view or right hand side view. Is there any confusion? Always, if this is a front view, which is given in the question, so on the front right side, which is always left hand side view. Now with this, first, what is the total length? Total length in front view, always front view is represented in the front length, sorry, the length is represented always in the front view. So this front view, this is total length is 60 mm. What is total height? Height is again 60 mm. And this is of course side view. Side view represent width and height. So width is again 60. So very logical, it's a 60 by 60 cube. So for this problem, how to draw an three-dimensional isometric view. So if you refer a surface, in front view it represent a surface that is something L plate, right? This is L plate. And if you observe the back surface, how to read the drawing, orthographics drawing. This L plate back surface is having this profile, right? And the front, this extruded part is somewhere. So this edge is this. So if you extend this is 20. Then in side view, you okay. So let's draw the cube of this dimension 60, 60, 60. So how to read a drawing? They have given L plate in the front view. So yes, left hand side view is given. Remember, this is left hand side view. So for the left hand side view, from this is my right hand, this is left hand. So this position, left hand position should be visible as this shape whenever you draw the object. So front view and the left hand side view. So L plate and the back face, there is one slot and which is at the mid. So total is 60. So at the center is a rectangular slot. So very simple object, a L plate with the slot on the back surface. This hidden line represent this part. Whenever you see from the front, this section is not visible. So let's draw first L plate from the front view. It is L plate. So dimension is 60 by 60 cube. So let's draw. So first draw. I'm using some reference point first to draw this drawing as early as possible. So first draw one horizontal line. Locate origin. Draw two 30-degree lines towards this and towards this. So at origin, draw two 30-degree lines for isometric drawing always. So this is, I have drawn origin, 30-degree lines to arc height. Again at O you draw vertical line. So draw these lines, vertical height. Now suppose as this is front view, this is what left hand side view. So left hand side, this represent the width always because it is left hand side view. So left hand side should be for width and this right hand side should be for the length because front view always represent the length of the object. So 60. So take a distance in compass 60 mm and take this 60 and mark here from this origin. So I got this point 60. Same you take this distance in compass 60, mark from this as a width also because width is also 60. So on the left side, as left hand side you mark width. Complete this. Join. So this, if you draw this as a video, I'm explaining, I'm drawing a little bit dark so that it should be visible clearly in the video. So I'm first drawing this isometric box. Here it is a cube 60 by 60, all dimensions are same, but that can be different. We can have any length, we can have any width. So yes, first step, with respect to horizontal, draw two angles as 30-degree and this represent one 30-degree line, this is another 30-degree line. On this mark length because that is for front view. I'll show you. This is X front view. So always length here. Means for this question it is length. As left hand side view this should be width. So I'll say it is length. For this problem all dimensions are 60, 60. So no issues. Now look at the question. They have given L plate for front view. So here if you look from this view should be visible as L. Starting from this O, so this is the L. And if you see the side view, this should be the rectangular face. This complete. So let's start. So I'm starting from the front view. What is this total height? 60. this is 20, but it's hidden line. So we're interested in this part. What is this dimension? It is not given here, but it is given in this. What is that? It's 20. So mark 20 mm here. You can say 20 mm from O, 20 mm from this, and completes this shape, L shape, for the front view. So I am using the another scale. So from this you take 20, from this you take 20. I am now taking directly here. Let me know it is visible or not in the drawing. If it is not, so that I can adjust the focus. Okay, so now draw this line. So this height is 20. This is also 20. Okay. So if you look, okay, in the question it is given this in front view, this dimension as also 20. Okay, because that is required for front view. So take from this, because I need to draw this L plate. Okay, so take this 20, this 20. Okay, throughout. So on back surface, I need to, because if you're starting from this O, here it is length, so from extreme back surface this is 20. So here I am taking 20. So here also 20. Now obviously parallel to this, you will get another surface like this, right? So this is 20. So for remember, always from any edge, from any point in isometric view, we have always, there are three edges, isometric axes. So OX, OY, OZ. Just you need to ensure whichever are visible edges that you should draw. So now consider this edge and draw up to this line. Clear? Now erase the remaining lines. So I am now erasing all those lines because we are explaining. I am explaining in a stepwise manner. So later you can pause the video and check. Alright. Now I have completed this section, but still we need to draw one more edge vertical here similar to this, because this point should have all OX, OY and OZ. Now here it is representing a depth. So parallel to height, draw one more line. And again, what is this? As a complete surface. You can see in this side view, this plate is here. So this you can mark exactly parallel. Right. So I'll erase the basic box which I have drawn to explain you the reference. The latter, of course, you need to erase it because that's for reference. Now again, parallel to this, of course I am not using a drafter, so little bit slight adjustment. Okay, now parallel to this width, draw edge passing through this. Wherever it cuts this surface, I am drawing L plate, right? So this is a L plate. Now again, complete this. So yes, once again I'll redraw all those parts so that you can get a clear idea about it. So I have drawn this L plate. Now you may find one thing. This is a complete one surface, right? This. So why this line is visible here? So yes, there should not be this line because it is a complete surface. It is not edge which is visible in this section, in this part. So yes, so L plate I have drawn from this, but it is not only L plate problem. It is having some slot which is located at some location, which you can see L plate back surface. So L plate back surface, top and back, this is L plate, so this surface is here. So what is the location? 20 mm, 20 mm depth, so you can see 20. So this 20, 20, 20. So this slot you need to draw at this side view. So if you see from the side, you have drawn this part, this one, but you need to locate this correctly. So locate 20 mm from this. So if you see, you mark this 20 mm. I have not taken the exact measurement, so it's probably I'm trying to give you the symmetric object. So let's say this is 20. So I'm making this slot. So what is the dimension of this? It is 20 by 20. So from this end take 20, this 20, join it. This 20, this 20, join it. That's it. So I'm going to join it now. Remember, all the lines are parallel to either this, or maybe it should be vertical. So parallel to this. So I have drawn this. Now you know that there is no surface here. So this is a hollow part. So erase in between these two lines whatever you have drawn as a reference. That's why I'm not using a sketch pen right now, because there are intermediate states where I need to erase and first draw some reference plane. Now again, from this point and from this point there should be 3 edges. So mark this 20 from this 20. So take this distance as 20. From this it is 20 as it a height, or you can say depth. This is 20 mm, right? So take this 20 and join it. Is it complete? No. Still one very important part remains is, if you see this object, it is a L plate with the back surface, top is having rectangular slot, but it seems to be incomplete little bit, right? Because this edge is having one more edge visible. So draw this slash vertical. If you draw from this, it is this, so it is cutting this inside the object, so it is not visible. So there is, remember, there is no hidden line in the isometrics. Whatever visible, only you should draw. In question it is hidden, so that's orthographics view, but in ISO there is no hidden lines. Now parallel to this, draw the one more surface from this edge and join it. So that's it. So now that's a complete first question of isometric views, where you can see clearly the L plate with slot rectangular on the back surface. So quickly I will revise. Draw this axis as 30 degree. Locate the isometric box with the length, width, height given. Then as it is given L surface for a front view, so for front view it is L plate. So from this edge I taken this as a origin. So here is the length, height. So I have drawn this dimension as per dimension given this complete L plate. This represent the width. So as a side view, so you can see this 60. Then at the top face there is a short slot given of dimension 20 by 20. So cut this, draw these edges. From this edge 1, 2, another is not visible here, of course this is the third one. So 1, 2, 3, same 1, 2, 3. This is again same. If you see, this is particular, this is another. So if you observe it, you can see cross check the front view. So if you look from this front view, this is L and this is the hidden line is for this. When you look from this is not visible, that's hidden. For this side view, this is the base and this is the slot which you can see here. So that's a complete object. Here you need to mention a total length, total width and total height of the object. So if you want, here you can give directly, you can mention here total length is 60, total height is 60 and the total width is also 60 mm. So it was a cube problem where there was a slot given. So I'll just make sure once again, I'll just make it with the sketch pen to highlight which lines we started and how we have drawn. So this is L plate. First draw L plate for this. So these are the all lines. So I have drawn L plate. Now for this L plate, there is one slot on the top back surface, rectangular, which I can use a color to understand how we started. So I took this 20, and of course this one. Same fashion here. This was again 20. So dimension doesn't matter. Try to understand the views and concept. So from this is exactly vertical. Remember your scale, it should be vertical. This 20. Of course this is parallel to this width, and again this is vertical height 20. This you can join, and this is a depth of the slot. So yes, that's a complete object now of isometric views, which you can see clearly from the question. Remember, all the lines are 30 degree, means parallel to isometric axes. Please try this problem on your own. It's very interesting, but try to draw with the roller or some good equipment. Otherwise you can use a scale like me and try to keep always the lines parallel, so that you can get that view and you'll have a minimum errors while drawing it. I hope it is clear. Any doubt, let me know in the chat section, so that I'll take action. I'll repeat some part if you want. Otherwise we'll move to the next second problem, which is again very simple and very interesting. So shall I proceed to the next problem? So I'll take a second problem, which is of bracket attached with the square, another bracket you can say. So let's start with the second question. One question is for 16 mark for your NSEM paper. For this 50 mark graphics paper, it is for 16 marks. So we are learning basically now a very basic and simple problem. If you understand this concept clearly, you can draw any problem. So we'll just have a discussion on this problem now. Just go through it. Just had a look on this problem dimension. They have given the O position here directly. Mention the total length, width and height. So what do you think? How this problem will look in the 3 dimension? If you imagine this, then we can draw easily, very fastly. So let's start with this question. So for this question, the total length of the object, or what do you think? Which views are given? Looking at the question. In isometric views, orientation of the problem is very important. So here, irrespective of the, of course, always they give you two views to understand the question clearly, because one view cannot explain the problem. So they have given O position. They have not mentioned whichever is the front view, which is the side view. If you consider this front view, so then this can be a right hand side view. If this is front view, this can be left hand side view. So right now I don't know anything, but I know origin position. So they have given O position, and onto the O, respective to this O point, a reference to this point, we need to define where it should look, how you should draw it. So I'll say only I need to have 3 dimension: length, height and width. So onto the O right side, means origin position is here. I have drawn one line for reference. So I am drawing first this lines for your reference. So draw one horizontal line. This is origin. Draw two 30-degree lines here, which I have already drawn for reference to complete the problem as early as possible. So okay, so draw, this is 30-degree line, same here, another 30-degree line. So with respect to this origin O, onto this O right side, on this side you have this L plate. So the L structure, it should be like this. Are you getting this? And this surface as a rib like structure, what you can say, it's not rib, sorry, it's a square. They have mentioned 30 means 30, this 30, this 30 square. And if you compare both the view, you will see there is L plate, and the third on the back surface there is some 30 mm square. So what is that square? It is not a depth, it is an extruded portion. So if you extend these lines, you will find that 30 mm square is extruded part. And what is this line hidden? It is hidden line for this slot. So the L plate is having a rectangular slot looking at this way. So here we need to draw L plate square which is extruded, so it will like this, and the slot which is below to this, means of course for this base plate. So L plate with the base, we need to draw a slot rectangular, and the square structure is extruded on the dimension given. So yes, if I say this is a front view, so O on the right side there is front view. So here I say this is having L plate, so this I need to draw L. So dimension is 80. So on O right side this dimension should be 80. So I'll mark 80 mm distance in compass. So take 80 mm in compass, mark on here, onto origin right side, here. Then of course logically then this 60 will be on this side, so take this as a 60 mm width total. So mark 60 mm in compass from scale and mark here 60. So yes, this is 60 mm point, this is 80 mm point. Draw the isometric box. So draw this. Yeah, it was interrupted. I was not knowing. I was explaining this thing. I have drawn L plate, and once it is done, L plate, consider this square is 30 mm. So where it is located, it is exactly at the center. So I think this is a symmetric object. So this is the same distance. Okay, so I'll take logically, I'll take this is 50 and the 60. So take a center of this, means this is the total width 60 here. So you can take a mid of this. Similarly, total height is the 50. So take a mid of it. So you can find out center here. And from that you should have this 30 by 30 by 30 square. So I can locate first this 30 by 30 square here on this plane. So let's take this center. This total 60, so this 30 is somewhere here, and this total height is 50, so this mid is somewhere 25. By using drafter, it's very simple and very easy, fastly you can complete those part. Okay, so let me first draw reference faint line, so that, yes, so that is the center here. I have taken center of this and center of this. Remember, it should be, assuming it is a symmetric object, so at the center. So as the dimension is total 30, so you can mark 15 on both the sides, top and bottom, as well as right and left. So I'll take this 30, this 15, 15. This 15 from center, and again this 15 from the center. So yes, first I found at the center and then 15 on all the sides. And it's very simple. Parallel to height, draw one line passing through that point which I have marked, same on both sides. Similar way, parallel to width, draw one more line passing through this. Complete it. So first this line, another line. So I am completing this rectangular surface. Remember, this is just for to explain how the plane is located and how it is drawn on isometric surface. So it's interesting, and at the same time it's very important. You may make mistake here. Okay, so L plate, I have located this surface. Okay, how? By center, locating center, finding out center of this, then I'll get intersection here. So onto that, draw two lines and mark here 15, here 15, because square is of 30 mm. So from center 15 on both the sides. Now yes, almost done. But yes, it is not a plane surface, it is a extruded part. What is that? 40. So now from all the edges, 1, 2, 3, 4, draw 40 mm line passing to this point, but parallel to this isometric axis. So I'll draw this. How perfect to draw those lines exactly parallel. Then accordingly you will get the correct and perfect views. What is that? This dimension is 40. So yes, this is 40. So I'll take 40 mm distance in compass. 40. From this end, mark 40 from all the edges. From this corner, 40. From this corner, 40. So join all those lines. This is basically creating a same structure or same rectangular face, right? Yeah, same from this 40. I forgot to mark from this. So whatever I have drawn first, a basic, this block, it's not that visible what I have drawn first. Complete it. Now join all the edges which are visible in that respective front view. So yes, that's it. We have completed this part. Now I'll erase lines which are not visible in this view. So of course any line which are on the back surface. So yes, I'll erase this surface. Not visible. Again this solid line on the back side of this. We'll see again the last, which are surfaces which are visible, which are not visible. Okay, very important thing, this slot, how to locate. It's logical and simple. This distance, of course, total is 60, this is slot is 30, so logical these distances are, total is 60, so out of 60 if you minus 30, this will be total distance 30, so 15 you can minus and locate the slot. So I can locate the slot here from 15 mm here, again from 15 mm here. Mark height which is given as, this height is 10 mm given, so mark 10 mm here exactly, and here also 10 mm. Join it parallel to this width. Yes, as a slot this line is not visible, then erase this. As discussed, every point has 3 edges or 3 lines parallel to OX, OY. So here it is not visible because on the same surface or on the invisible. But here this line is visible. If you look from this side, this is visible. That indicates a throughout slot. So yes, now we'll discuss which surfaces are visible, which are not. So if you look for this, it's complete L plate with a square surface as extruded on the top back surface and one rectangular slot here. So I started with the box. So always whenever you draw a box, that should be very little bit faint as a theme, because later you need to erase many lines and surfaces. So let's have a look on this. Once again I'll make some edges dark visible by using sketch pen to revise the content, and so that you can understand it better. So first started with L plate. Marking a total length. Remember, origin this side is having 80, so origin this side is 80. So I have marked through 30-degree lines and 30 here. So this my L plate. Then once you draw this L surface, L bracket or L plate, we discussed about how this slot can be made, this square 30 mm, by locating a center. So on back surface first I located the center. So if you cross check, you'll get to know, when you look from the front, this surface, I mean this edge is on the back side, as well as these two edges, they are not visible, right? So I'll make it clear with the joining lines. So first find out the center on the back plane and transfer the total, this 40 mm. So from this I have taken 40, this as a 40. Yes, so yes, I was recalling this thing. Mark this slot again, this height 10. Important thing is this surface you may forget. So that's a complete L bracket with the square portion extruded on the top back, and one with this, I guess, as a first session on basic problem of isometric views or isometric projection is having finding out reduced dimension. You will get the same object, it will look the same, only with this small shrinkage effect on this. That's called as isometric projection. But where syllabus is based on this, we have syllabus of isometric views. I hope now you get an idea how to read a drawing. Whenever you have the surface origin this side, so origin this side having a L plate. If you draw it reverse, if you take this here as a 80 and 60 here, you will get 0 mark. That means you have a wrong orientation of the object. So very careful about locating the length and the width. Height is always correct, it's a vertical, but you may forget and make a mistakes in the mark locating the length and width. I hope it is sufficient for today's session. Draw all those problems, try to draw any simple problem which are given in the question bank. Solve simple isometric profiles objects. We'll have a discussion tomorrow on little bit difficult problem on isometric projection and isometric views, actually isometric views. If you have any doubt, any problem, let me know in the comment and chats. We'll start with step by step, and we'll proceed with the, of course, exam problem of 16 marks soon, but by the time learn in a stepwise in a conceptual manner. That's very important. So today we had a slot and L bracket. Yesterday we had a basic introduction and we have drawn different planes and isometric circle. So just watch 2 videos previous, and tomorrow we'll start with the exam problem probably. Okay, take care, be safe. Thank you.